that they haven't been able to go to their managers, their supervisors, that would now like to come and speak to this inquiry.
One man who did try to speak out was whistleblower Martin Deegan. The former head of social care at the school has documentary proof that people at the council and other responsible authorities had enough evidence to act.
I don't think it can be described as anything except a cover-up. I don't think there's any other words for it, Matt. It's quite blatantly a cover-up.
It absolutely, it breaks my heart to think that children who should have been cared for were instead being abused by people in positions of authority.
There seem to have been a number of opportunities along the way for individuals to have done more than they have done. Is that safe to say?
That is safe to say that, and that's part of what I'm looking at.
You can't have all that going on and then say that it's not happened. Of course it's happened, and the council and the social services knew.
What began for Michael in 1969 continued until Knowl View was closed in 1994. Today, police made a public promise to all those victims. They will expose those who could have stopped the abuse and question why they did not. Matt O'Donoghue, ITV News.
Well, joining us now from our London studio is Alan Collins. He represents a number of victims of abuse at Knowl View, dating from the 1960s to the 1990s. Mr. Collins, there now seems to be no doubt there was a cover-up over Knowl View. In your mind, though, was it a criminal conspiracy?
To answer that question, the police need to have full cooperation from everybody, whether it's victims, former employees, council officials. They all need to cooperate with the police to answer that question. It is established that there were concerns that boys were being sexually abused, and there were investigations, as I understand it. And what is not known, and what this inquiry does need to unravel, is why no action was taken, or if action was taken, what was that action? But it looks as though action wasn't taken, and that is what is so painful for the victims that my firm, Slater & Gordon, represent.
Yeah.
They feel as though they've been ignored, that perhaps they were treated as second-class citizens, and they sort of didn't matter in a way.
Okay,
and that is what's so painful and frustrating.
Let me just ask you this, and we have heard from Greater Manchester Police today. Are you confident that they're going to find all the abusers?
Well, the answer is going to lie with people cooperating, and it means victims coming forward, and no matter how difficult it might be for them to do that, because the police are going to be very dependent on victims coming forward and having to explain very painful and difficult matters. And that's the building blocks that the police need. It's also incumbent upon those who used to work at Knowl View or had some connection with Knowl View also to cooperate with the police. If there isn't the cooperation, then the police will, I fear, have a hand tied behind their back, and we will not get the answers.
Because a lot of it happened such a long time ago, do you think there are going to be problems verifying just who was at the school, who did what, who didn't do what? That's going to be part of the problem as well, particularly, as you say, if people are worried about coming forward. Well,
from what I've seen and heard so far, there are a lot of people around who can assist. Not only are there former residents of Knowl View, but there seems to be quite a few employees around as well as those who would have been in positions of responsibility about management and administration and so on. So I'm reasonably confident that if there is full cooperation, there will be answers.
Alan Collins, thank you very much indeed for joining us today. Thank you.